Hello. Lovely. Nice. So, Apple's cheapest iPad. The OG iPad. The iPad. But is it the one that you should buy? Well, let's find out.
Wait a minute. You know, this is, excuse me, a damn fine cup of coffee.
Okay, so now we have got our coffee in that over-exaggerated, ridiculous B-roll. We can go on to the main topic, which is the iPad. So I don't want to get too bogged down in the tech because there are plenty of YouTube channels out there that go into geek benching and all of that malarkey. Yeah, it is just malarkey. And it has a purpose, but what I want to do is some reviews of the real world of these products in your life, and hopefully you find that a little bit more useful. So a little bit of the tech jargon is basically this has the same chip as an iPhone 7. Now you might be saying then, an iPhone 7 is pretty old, isn't it? And yeah, in the world of tech, it is actually pretty old, but I can actually imagine a lot of people are still rocking that iPhone 7 because Apple do magical things with their hardware and their software to be able to make sure that these devices still run amazingly even on older stuff. So to be able to give you a real world review and examples and everything like that, I've been using the iPad 10.2 inch for about a week, 10 days. We've all been in lockdown, every day seems the same, but I really wanted to see if Apple's cheapest offering was still the king of portability, affordability, and just all-round tabletness. Spoiler alert, it is. So if you're looking for a home device or even a travel device, the iPad absolutely kills it. Even though it is the dimmest display that Apple do on their iPad lineup, for at home and just for out and about with more casual use, the iPad absolutely is fine. Like, it's still a Retina display. I think the iPad Pro has set the bar so high, but it is also double the price. So if you're not in need of 120 Hz, if you don't know what that is, the likelihood is the iPad display is going to be good enough for your needs. Those needs are Netflix, YouTube, kind of Word, taking notes, and kind of just general browsing on the internet. This display is absolutely fantastic. But if you are somebody that really likes True Tone, so basically where the screen goes a bit more orange and goes a bit more blue on its own, that isn't something this iPad offers, and you do have to look at the iPad Air in that instance. But you do really have to consider, is something like that worth the extra £150? To be completely honest, again, over the past week of using this both at night and during the day, it's not something that I greatly miss. So as a media device, obviously other parts of media as well as the screen are the speakers. Now the speakers are acceptable. Why is everybody here? This is the cheapest iPad. I wasn't blown away by the speakers, but for casual use, you know, having lunch, just watching some YouTube videos, it was absolutely fine. There was nothing wrong with it. But would I watch a blockbuster movie on it? Probably not. But if you couple this up with, I don't know, a pair of AirPods, this is absolutely brilliant. So it has all the same technology that Apple have introduced in the AirPods. So you literally just open it up, and boom, it's on your iPad. So if you have got any generation of AirPods, I would definitely recommend to use them over just the speakers. In terms of other parts of what you're wanting out of an iPad, and it's something that they've just become accustomed to, is a huge and long battery life. This thing just runs and runs. It just goes on and on and on. And it's what we've become accustomed to with the iPad. I would probably say with most use out of this, you're probably looking at about 10 hours of kind of video playback, searching the web, text messaging, just all the random stuff that we do on Apple devices. And one of the beautiful things that this iPad also has introduced is the ability to use an Apple Pencil. And I've done a review, so you can have a look at that on our channel as well, of this £30 Apple Pencil, and it works absolutely brilliantly. Obviously, it also supports Apple's first generation, but not the second generation. So that's only on the new fancy iPad, so don't worry about that. But if you are looking at the cheaper iPad, you're probably looking at the cheaper Apple Pencil, and they work beautifully together. So my background is in photography as well. So I've been doing some photography work using my Sony a7 III, and the raw files on that are huge. They're like 50 megabytes each. And I really wanted to see if the iPad could even push through them as well. The good news is they could indeed. So you can just import them into Lightroom, and yeah, it did exactly what I could do on my computer. So I was really impressed with the performance of things like Lightroom and Photoshop on the iPad, especially with that Apple Pencil, which is really nice to make it really nice and precise. Now, I have picked up the really base model, so the 32 gig. And I would recommend, if you are looking into any sort of video work or photography work, so if you're kind of a bit of an amateur photographer looking for a nice device to be able to edit your photographs on, I would probably recommend the 128 gig over the 32. I filled this one up pretty much within a week. So I would definitely recommend, for that long-term use and not to have any sort of buyer's remorse, I would 100% go with the 128 gig model. So who would I recommend this iPad for? Well, it's not for everyone. Obviously there is a catering market for the iPad Pro for professionals and people looking to replace their laptops with. I would say for pretty much everybody else, I can't see anywhere else you would actually need to go, unless you're looking to future-proof, maybe buy a device that's going to be 5 years and then maybe look to get the Air. But if you're looking for a nice, cheap, cheerful Apple product, well, this is it. It really is a joy to use. If you're a student, so if you're kind of doing A-levels, or if you're a senior, I'm still kind of getting used to the American terms, I don't really know what they are. If you're off to university, so if you're looking for something that can be productive, you can take notes in, that's portable, that's light, that's quick, this ticks a lot of your boxes. If you are a parent and looking to get a tablet for a child, well, I'd maybe recommend something maybe like the Amazon Fire HD, because kids are kids and these are still expensive and are damageable quite easily. So I'd definitely recommend something like an Amazon product. And if you are just looking for a nice device for around the home, try and find one of these even cheaper than where Apple sell them. I think online you can get them in sales, so it would be an amazing product to get for about the 200-ish price point. So I round this off by saying the iPad 10.2 inch in 2020, I still think this is probably one of the best value products in tech. It really is a huge high recommendation from myself, and I really hope that you found this review useful. So if you enjoyed this review, if you found some value in it, we do tech reviews all the time. I'm going to be doing a lot more tech reviews from now on. So if you hit subscribe, that would be a massive bonus to the channel. And if you found any value at all, or if you just know anybody who is maybe in for an iPad and just needs some advice on it, hit that like button, kind of follow us on social media, and we'll be able to see you again very, very soon. Thanks, and bye.